Hello, I'm Boris, and welcome to Tiny House Customs. I help your president, Mr. Trump, become president. So now I'm an American citizen. Yes. But I do not answer no questions. You mind your business. Have any of you ever done one of these things? God almighty! It's gonna go. I'm gonna throw up. Oh God. Gonna turn your heat down. It's down all the way. Alright, so I'm ready to install my trim that I've been working on the last maybe 3 or 4 videos. Who knows how many it is right now. I don't know. And so, yeah. Okay. So last night I filled in between the door jamb and the wall. I filled that in with some foam, spray foam, or, you know, great fire starter. Stuff works great. So I can now take my knife maybe and cut this somewhat flush. Oh, I made a mess. I use this, the great stuff, but in the blue. It's for windows and doors. It doesn't expand as much, so it's not gonna like push out your jambs, and it's not gonna screw everything up. It definitely is a different consistency than the red can. So one thing that I did wrong when I made my windows and my door was that I didn't figure the jamb the right dimension. You know, my 1/2 inch plywood on the outside isn't really a 1/2 inch. It's a little bit less. This 3/4 inch tongue and groove on the inside isn't 3/4 of an inch. It's a little less. So when way back when I figured the measurement on these things, I figured 3/4, 1/2 inch, 3.5 for the center. But all of those are a little bit smaller than those actual numbers. So this ends up not being perfectly flat. I mean, there it is. Right here, it's not. Right here, it's a good like 3/16. It's right here. It's real, not too bad. Maybe I can make it work. In order to fix this mistake, I got to sand this down a little bit. So to make it easier for me, I'm going to take the door off because the hinges are kind of in the way. So, ooh. Oh, my battery's going to die. Remind me in a minute that my battery's dead. Not so tough. Ooh, 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 could have scratched the door real bad. You know, while this is off, I might as well fix a problem that I'm having. Ah! Wow! That is the heaviest door in the world! I just got lightheaded. Holy frock. I was thinking about this whole project the other day, and what I should have done was shimmed that king stud and that jack. I should have shimmed it so that these ended up being perfectly flush with this. So it would have taken a little bit more time to install this, but it would have made doing the trim easy because all the windows need this done. Some of them are way worse than others. Next thing I did is just hold my trim up where it's got to go, and I'm taking a black Sharpie and putting a mark where the holes are. Those 2 end ones will be good. So my trim's 2 inches. And that hole is drilled right in the center of that 2 inches. So if I come up 1/4 and then go up 1 inch, that bolt or my fastener is going to go right in the middle of that. So that is not going to work. So what I'm going to do is rip a little piece of wood and I'm going to fill it in right here. I'm going to glue it in, and then I'll probably just put a couple tack nails or, you know, some trim nails right into here to hold that, so that when I drill, then my bolt has something to connect to. And I have to do it here, and then most of the way on the sides as well. Makes sense? Yes, makes a lot of sense. Hot. So there's this guy I follow on Instagram. He's building a tiny house. I can't remember his name. I think it's Brian, but that's not his username. But anyways, he's building a tiny house as well. But he's like a really good woodworker. Like, that's what he does professionally. You're not a woodworker professionally? No, I'm an alcoholic. Come on. But he had the same exact problem because he made mahogany windows like I did. And his were a little bit bigger, and he posted a video. Fuck me! He posted a video on Instagram about how he was fixing it, and what he used was this tape. It's like this thicker tape that you can buy from somewhere, maybe, I don't know. And he taped it on there, and then he sanded this, and when it hit the tape, it wouldn't sand through the tape somehow. I don't know, but I was trying to think of a way I could do that and be like cheap. So I had this aluminum left over from the bottom of Tiny House Terry, and so I cut a strip, and I'm just gonna tape it, hopefully tape it on, you know. I don't know. This is trial and error right here, folks. Daniel, you're the error. I'm gonna get all my sanders. I got an orbital, I got a belt, I've got the oscillator. I think the belt is gonna be the easiest. All right, let's see if this is a good idea or a bad idea. Okay, that's gonna take 6 years. And I'm gonna have to refinish it. Oh boy, that's gonna be a lot of work. Dan, could you power plane it? Yes, I could, but I'll end up tearing stuff, and I don't want to tear stuff. That's gonna look so cool. Like, oh my god. That's fucking beautiful. Wow. 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 This is one of those little fine details that'll never really show on camera, but this is amazing. Like, what? Who does that? Nobody. No, it wasn't bad. Now you're gone. I made a mess in my house. That's what I did. But I think that was successful. I mean, I don't know. I think I fucked up more than, oh God, what am I doing? So I brought that either flush or within a 16th. And I think that'll be all right. See, the problem is this isn't like normal trim. Like normal trim, it can twist and roll. This shit has to sit flat. Otherwise, I feel like it's gonna look really bad if it doesn't. Could be wrong. Maybe it will look. No, because I want it to be perfect. So I'm gonna go to my table saw and I'm gonna cut little blocks that fit inside these. Every single one's custom. Like, holy cow! If I was smart when I did my paneling, I would have made sure I came right tight to this and it would have solved that problem. But I wasn't thinking ahead, and that's something I preach. Think ahead, plan ahead. I know you're watching this in one video, but no joke, it's been at least 3 weeks. So when I cut all these pieces of trim, I made sure I gave myself a 1/4 inch reveal on this edge. So that is what I shall do. I'm gonna hold that at a 1/4 inch. I'm gonna do one here, take this clamp off, then I can pivot off of this point. But as long as this is at a 1/4 inch roughly, we're good. So what I'm going to do is pre-drill this with a 5/16 drill bit. And I got my mechanical looking fastener and a washer. Use an Allen wrench, which I cut to make a little bit for myself. And I'm just going to drive these in this way. I was going to hammer them in, but because I painted the end, I can't hammer it. I was thinking of, you know, I could use the palm nailer and put this Allen thing in the end of it. But as far as like ease and most, I don't know, as far as being like the most accurate, I think this is going to be the best. This is also a high torque drill, so it's really going to drive this in. I'm going to use a rubber mallet to knock these pieces over into place. It's not going to damage stuff. So I put the trim around the big window before I did this so I can get like a feel for it. And one thing I realized is that there is a zero give in this trim. I've trimmed a lot of houses when I did this professionally, and you can kind of like move stuff side to side, even within like 16 inches. You can kind of push it, and you're not going to notice it by eye. But this stuff will not budge. It's steel, obviously, so it's strong. Obviously, the steel's pretty straight. I would assume it's like perfectly straight, and so it's really showing any mistakes that I have in my woodworking. Pro level, don't do this. I mean, it looks cool, but very difficult. There's no way to capture it on camera. There's just no way. The lighting will never do it justice. I mean, between the brown wood and the General Finishes whitewash that I have on here, this is like beautiful. With the black, I mean, who would have thought? Definitely masculine. Yes, very masculine, Daniel. It's very. So this other side, I want this piece to be flush, you know? I can't really go back and trim these. I did on the window. But I want this to be flush here, and I want this to be flush here. So we're just going to go with that. We're going to hopefully not move it and get the drill at the same time. Well, let's go do all that over again because you screwed up. Oh God, it's so hot. It's not even funny how hot it is. Yes, very nice. I like it very much. It's beautiful working. It's okay. You know, be 16th off is fine. I'm nearing the end of this project, and I need to buy a mattress. And so I was like, you know what? I'm gonna reach out to some mattress manufacturers. You know, you call, you order it, they deliver it to your house. And so I reached out to one, and they, like, the next day they reached out. They were like, yeah, sounds great, yada yada yada. He blind copied, or he copied somebody else in the email, and then the next thing I know, they were gone. Haven't heard from them since. I think what happened is they went and they watched my videos, and they're like, yeah, I don't think he fits with the morals of our company. I'm just dirty. Harpernet, what are you doing? Have you been in this video? I cannot remember on the edit. You know where we're at on this with you. Oh, this is the most time-consuming trim you can ever do in your life. There's no way any would ever do this again. I saw the leaves start changing and falling. Oh, I love it. I am ready for fall. I hate summer. The more I think about it, the more I think Alaska is where I should go. It's just, I don't mind the cold, but it's really cold. I don't know. I feel like deep down in my heart it'd be alright. Amazing. I think it's amazing. So I'm just going to keep doing this. I've got a lot of baseboard trim in this room to do, and I've got all those windows to do. I'm not going to film any because it's pretty much the exact same thing I did here. But you can see I did around this window right here, and I think it looks alright. Looks pretty cool. There's a couple spots where I would change some stuff, but overall, happy with it. But anyways, I hope you enjoyed this video, and I will see you next Saturday. I want fan time and music. Oh, and door open. Oh, baby. Man, that looks good. I feel pretty, oh so pretty and grand.